Ideation should not be like the sexy geniuses coming up with brilliant ideas in their garage or with sticky notes. The real ideation should be born out of understanding. Ideation comes from data and understanding. We don't even ideate during the first cycle of our process, which is like grab whatever idea you've already got, we're going to run with it. Because more ideation is not going to help until we get some feedback. Real ideation starts happening later once you have data to inform your idea. Until you build the understanding of the user's reality as familiar as you are with the house that you grew up in, there's no point in generating ideas.
I love this so much. I want to come sit and be a fly on the wall now when you do these steps.
Totally.
So, amazing. I love it. This has been such a great conversation. I knew it would be, and I knew that we would have a million things to talk about because I had so many questions I wanted to ask you. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we get to our last question?
I think if you want to go out and do this, I would recommend doing two things. The first is check your confidence and articulate, hey, you know what? We're spending on this because we're actually only 20% confident. Then ask yourself, what is the simplest, cheapest, fastest thing I can do to get just 15% more confident? Right? I'm now trying to get to 90%. What's an experiment I can run in a couple days to get me to 35% confidence? Which user can I talk to get to 35% confidence? Don't worry about what happens after that, because the moment you get 15 or 30% more confident, the landscape changes and your understanding of the entire situation changes. So number one would be literally just go do that. And two is grab a user, right? Grab a human user, figure out what the tango is, make the tango real, and everything else is big or cheap or easy.
Thank you for giving us a sense of what someone should actually do to jump in if they want to do this, because I suspect people listening will have exactly that question. So perfect.
Yeah, and anyone is welcome to come and ping me anytime. Just message me on LinkedIn or shoot me an email and be like, how do I user test this? I'll tell you quickly.
We will include all of your contact information in the show notes. Just our last question, because you have worked with so many different companies, what is it that you think that high performance companies do differently from average performers? You might say that it's prototype testing, but I'm curious to know, which is great. If so, put that in your answer. But if there's anything else, I would be curious to know about that too.
I would say they understand what they do and they control risk, right? They solve for risk more than they solve for solutions. Because the biggest mistake you really make is if you build the wrong thing and you have invested your business line into it. That is a many $million-dollar mistake, right? And that's a risk that businesses actually are just used to holding, but you really don't have to, because you can just solve that mistake early.